Let me offer you a brutally honest perspective. Over the next 3 months, you have the potential to become 100x better at trading. This shift won't occur because the market miraculously changes its behavior, but because you fundamentally change yours. I realize this sounds like one of those empty motivational lines people toss around without grasping the depth of the statement. However, stay with me, because what I am about to share is not abstract theory, a recycled YouTube cliché, or another consistency over intensity speech. This is the kind of raw truth that punches you in the chest the moment you finally internalize it. Most traders spend years, literally years, aimlessly jumping from one indicator to another, one strategy to another, or one mentor to another. They are desperately hoping that something external will finally fix their internal trading struggles. They convince themselves the problem is the market volatility, the mentor's lack of transparency, the strategy's win rate, the execution speed, the news cycles, or the broker spreads. They blame every outside variable except the one thing that actually dictates the P&L themselves. The reality is that you don't need 3 years to become a different trader. You don't need to blow 7 accounts as a rite of passage. You don't need to burn through 10 different strategies or read 20 books to find the Holy Grail. What you actually need is a dedicated block of 90 days. Not 90 perfect days, and certainly not 90 profitable days. You just need 90 disciplined days, 90 days where you stop acting like the old, reactive version of yourself and start showing up like the professional trader you've always claimed you wanted to be. The mathematics of personal growth, the power of this transformation is found in the math of compounding. If you focus on 90 days of discipline, self-control, and saying no to the impulses that used to destroy you, the results are staggering. If you commit to 1% improvement every single day, the formula for your growth looks like this. DAR 90 year approx 245. This means if you improve just 1% a day, you mathematically multiply your capabilities by roughly 245 in 3 months. That is basic linear growth shown on a calculator. But mentally, emotionally, and skill-wise, the real-world transformation is never just 4x, it feels like 10x, 50x, or 100x. Trading skill doesn't grow like a neat little math equation, it compounds in a way that standard textbooks cannot explain. When your discipline increases by 1%, your confidence often increases by 5%. When your confidence increases by 5%, your execution improves by 10%. When your execution improves by 10%, your results can improve by 50%. And when your results improve by 50%, your entire belief system shifts. That shift, where your mindset finally catches up to your latent potential, is what creates the 100x version of you. Facing the mirror, the internal battle. The 100x version of you is already residing inside you right now. It is not something you become through external acquisition. It is something you uncover through internal refinement. I didn't learn this from a luxury course. I learned it from the sheer weight of pain. I used to be the trader who woke up with high motivation and went to sleep with deep regret. I would start the morning promising to follow my plan, yet by 11:00 a.m. I would have broken every rule I owned. I kept saying, today is different. But every day looked identical: overtrading, revenge trading, and cutting winners early while letting losers run. Then, something broke inside me. I realized I was waiting for discipline to magically appear or for a bull market to save my equity. Discipline doesn't appear, you build it. I decided that for the next 90 days, I wouldn't care about the money. I would only care about the discipline. Somewhere between day 20 and day 35, the FOMO started to evaporate. My emotional spikes flattened. My decisions became sharper. I realized discipline is a muscle, and the more I flexed it, the more power I gained over the version of myself that used to sabotage everything. By day 90, I hadn't just changed my trading. I had changed my identity. The market was never my enemy or my teacher. It was a mirror reflecting back the exact level of patience and emotional control I walked in with. The depth of the 90-day evolution. To truly expand on this journey, you must understand that the second month of this 90-day block is where the identity crisis happens. This is the period where your brain fights to go back to its old, dopamine-seeking habits. You will feel a pull to return to the chaos because the chaos was familiar. But this is where the 100x version of you is forged. You must begin to view every boring day, the days where you don't take a trade because your setup isn't there, as a massive victory. In the old world, a day without a trade was a wasted day. In the 100x world, a day without a trade is a day of successful capital preservation and elite level patience. As you move into the final 30 days of this 90-day cycle, you will notice that your relationship with loss changes entirely. You will no longer view a losing trade as a failure of your intelligence or your worth. Instead, you will see it as a business expense, much like a restaurant owner views the cost of electricity. You pay the market a small fee to see if your hypothesis is correct. If it isn't, you close the book and move to the next page. This level of detachment is what separates the 1% of traders from the 99% who are still screaming at their monitors. Expanding the horizon beyond the 90 days, when you finally cross that 90-day finish line, you realize that the trading holy grail was never a combination of RSI, MACD, and Fibonacci levels. The holy grail was your ability to sit in a room alone and follow a set of instructions you wrote for yourself. That sounds simple, but it is the hardest thing in the world to do. The 100x version of you understands that wealth is not built in the excitement of a big win, but in the steady, rhythmic execution of a proven edge. Your life will begin to reflect this new clarity. You will find that you are more patient with your family, more disciplined with your health, and more focused in your daily tasks. Trading is the ultimate self-development program disguised as a financial endeavor. It forces you to confront every lie you've ever told yourself about your hard work or discipline. Once you have mastered yourself in front of the charts, you have mastered one of the most difficult psychological environments on the planet. The expansion of your character doesn't stop at 90 days. It merely begins there. You will find that you no longer need the validation of a green day to feel like a success. Your success is defined by your adherence to the process. You will start to realize that the market is a giant machine designed to transfer money from the impatient to the patient, from the emotional to the logical, and from the impulsive to the disciplined. By choosing to be the 100x version of yourself, you are simply choosing which side of that transfer you want to be on. In these final stages of your 90-day rebirth, you must commit to an elite standard. This means your preparation is non-negotiable, your risk management is unbreakable, and your post-trade review is mandatory. You are building a professional firm, and you are the CEO, the analyst, and the floor trader all at once. If the CEO is lazy, the firm fails. If the analyst is biased, the firm fails. If the trader is impulsive, the firm fails. You must harmonize these roles through the power of the journal and the quiet of the morning. This is how you don't just survive the market, you dominate your place within it. The path is set, the math is clear, and the 90 days are waiting. The question isn't whether the 100x version of you exists, the question is whether you are finally willing to meet him.